Dear students, let's have a look at the collection of the best problems that you can expect from the topic mixtures, and all these questions have been collected from the real paper, real exam paper. So you can't say that the level that you have to expect, or these are the kind of questions that have been asked in previous years. So all these questions that you are gonna see are from real paper, real question papers. So let's see the first one. A vessel is full of refined oil. 1/4 of the refined oil is taken out and the vessel is filled with mustard oil. If the process is repeated 4 times and 10 liters of refined oil is finally left in the vessel, what was the capacity of the vessel? So let's apply the concept of continuous replacement here. So what are you doing? You are replacing 1/4 of the refined oil. So this is the container. Initially it was all refined oil. So RO, refined oil. So what you are doing, in each step you are taking out 1/4. That means you allow 3/4 to remain behind. Take out 1/4. It means fraction that remains behind, fraction left behind is equal to how much? 3/4. So 1 minus 1/4. So that is 3/4. So you allow 3/4 to remain behind. If the process is repeated 4 times and 10 liters of refined oil is finally left in the vessel. So refined oil is going out but not coming back. So do not base your calculation on mustard oil. No. The mathematical approach or the calculation should be based on that element which goes out but never comes back. So refined oil. So you have done this 4 times. So let the original capacity of the vessel, that means the entire vessel was filled by refined oil. So let the volume of the vessel be V. So this V was entirely refined oil. So in each step only 3/4 of it remains behind. So 3/4. You have done this 4 times. So you have done this 4 times. That means V got multiplied by 3/4 4 times. And what did you observe? You observed that the final volume of refined oil was equal to 10. So this is what you observed. So let's find the value of V. V is equal to 10 into 4 into 4 into 4 into 4. So 16 into 16, so 256 by 3 to the power 4 is 81. So this is 2560 by 81 liters. This is the final answer. Let's move to next one. The quantity of apple juice to grape juice in a cocktail is in the ratio 5:9. If X% of juice is removed and replaced with grape juice, the concentration of apple juice in the resulting comes out to be in the range 20 to 30%. So what is the range of values of X? So let us see. Now let us see what is meant by this. So the quantity of apple juice to grape juice was 5:9. So apple and grape. So apple is to grape is 5:9. So apple 5, grape 9. This was the original situation. So you can consider the weight or the volume to be equal to 14 units. 9 plus 5, 14. You are replacing it. That means finally also the volume will be 14 only. So you have two options. So either you look at the two extreme case. So if you want the concentration of apple juice to be 20%, the volume will still be 14. So if you want to create this type of solution, that means 20%, volume will still be 14. So apple will be 20% of 14, that means 2.8. grapes would be the remaining portion. So 14, so 11.2. In case you want to create a solution which contains 30% apple, so volume would still be same. So in that case, apple would be 30% of 14. So that is 4.2. Grape would be the remaining portion. So 8.8. Now, see, you are taking out mixture but replacing with grape juice. So if you want to achieve this, what percentage of quantity you have to take out? So from 5, apple juice, look at apple juice. Apple juice is 5 liters here. But finally you want this to drop to 2.8. So 5 dropping to 2.8. So it means you want to take out 2.2 liters. 2.2 liters out of 5. So this is what you have to take out. If you convert this in terms of percentage, so this comes out to be 44%. So if you want to go this route, if you want to achieve this, you will have to take out 44% of the liquid out and then replace it with orange juice. So this is the answer, because none of the other answer contains 44. But still, let's solve the other part as well. If you want to achieve this, it means from 5, apple originally was 5. Finally, you want it to drop to 4.2. So 5 dropping to 4.2. So what fraction you have to take out of the bucket? So fraction taken out. Fraction taken out is equal to 0.8 by 5. And if you convert this in terms of percentage, so multiply this by 100. So 16. So the range will lie between 16% and 44%. So the range 16% to 44%. Two extreme cases we have solved. So let's have a look at this one. From a container containing 40 liters of alcohol, 4 liters of alcohol is replaced with water. So what it looks after step 1. So let's start from step 1 only, not a big problem. So initially there were 40 liters of alcohol. You have already removed 4 liters of alcohol and you are replacing this with water. So after step 1, alcohol 36 liters, because 4 liter you have already taken out, and replaced this with water. Now what you are doing, what is the total volume? Total volume is 40 liters. Now what you are doing? And then 5 liters of the resultant mixture is replaced with 6 liters of water. That means you are taking out 5 liters now. So if you take out 5 out of 40, so what is the remnant portion? Remnant fraction. So if you take out 5 out of 40, that means 35 out of 40 is allowed to remain behind. 35 parts out of 40 parts are allowed to remain behind in the bucket. To remain behind. So final volume of alcohol, because alcohol is going out and coming in form of water. So you have to base your calculation on alcohol. Alcohol once goes out, never comes back. So final volume of alcohol after this step, so it was already 36 and you are allowing only this much to remain behind. So this is 7 by 8. So this much alcohol will remain behind. And please note that you have taken out 5 liters, but you are returning back 6 liters of water. That means volume also changes from 40 to 41 liters, because you have taken out 5 liters but you are returning back 1 liter extra, 6 liters. So volume will increase by 1 liter. So you can say final volume of water. So volume will change from 40 to 41. So out of 41, this much is alcohol. So the remaining is water, and we have to find the ratio of these two. Find the ratio of alcohol to water. So let's find out this ratio. So ratio of, we have to find the ratio of 36 into 7 by 8. 36 into 7 by 8. So better we simplify this. Let's see if we can. So both these are multiples of 4. So 9 by 2. So 9 into 7. So this is 2, this is 9. So 63 by 2. So this much is the volume of alcohol. So volume of water is equal to 41 minus this much. 41 minus 63 by 2. So this comes out to be 82 minus 63. So that is 19 by 2. So ratio of alcohol is to water. So alcohol 63 by 2, water 19 by 2. So this 2 and this 2 would get cancelled. So final ratio comes out to be 63 is to 19. Now let's have a look at this question. 8 liters are drawn from a cask full of wine and is then filled with water. This operation is performed 3 more times. The ratio of quantity of wine now left in the cask to that of water is 16 is to 65. How much wine did the cask originally hold? Please understand what is the question. Very good question. So you are taking out 8 liters from a cask which was completely filled with wine. So there was a cask, let its volume be V. So it was completely filled with wine. So you are taking out 8 liters and then you are filling it back with water. Filling it back with water means you have kept the volume constant. You do not allow the volume to change. And this operation is performed 3 more times. So total 4 times. So total 4 times the replacement has been done. What else is given in the question? The ratio of quantity of wine to water. So finally, see, initially this was entirely, the entire volume was made up of wine, but finally, see, wine is going out and never coming back, and slowly and gradually water is getting added into the bucket. So final situation, this is wine, this is water. So what is the ratio? Ratio is 16 is to 65. So this is the premise of the question. Let's see the easiest way in which we can deal with these kind of questions. So concentrate on the final ratio. The final ratio of these two elements. So wine and water. So this will be given in the question clearly. So this was given as 16 is to 65. So look at this shortcut. So assume the total volume. So total volume, assume total volume to be 16 plus 65, that is equal to 81x. So it means the original volume was 81x, which was entirely made up of wine. After 4 steps, after 4 replacements, scenario changed. So after 4 replacement, this changed to this much: wine 16, water 65. Now let the remnant fraction, remnant means the fraction that you allow to remain behind, let the remnant fraction be R. So starting from 81x, you allow R part to stay behind. So R, this you have done 4 times. So 81x into R into R into R into R. So you allow some fraction to stay behind. So into R into R into R. Why? Because 4 times. So finally 81x reduced to 16x. So this x will get cancelled. If you see carefully, R to the power 4 is equal to 16 by 81. 4 replacements. That's why R to the power 4. So it means R to the power 4 is equal to 2 by 3 to the power 4, because 16 is 2 to the power 4, 81 is 3 to the power 4. So from here you can see that R is equal to 2 by 3. So R is equal to 2 by 3 means what? So if R is equal to 2 by 3, it means we allow 2 by 3rd to remain behind. It means we are replacing 1/3. So 2/3 is allowed to remain behind, and that means we are replacing only 1/3. What is given in the question? 8 liters are drawn. So 8 liters are drawn. So it means for the first time, when you had taken 1/3 of the original volume, it came out to be 8. You took out 8. So 8 must be equal to 1/3 of the original volume. So original volume comes out to be 8 into 3. That is equal to 24 liters. Please see what is the shortcut. This is given in the question ratio. Also it is given that 4 times replacement. So convert this into fractions. 16 plus 65. So this should be equal to R to the power 4. So you will immediately get the fraction which is staying behind. So from here R will come out to be equal to 2 by 3, and then you can solve it. Now let's have a look at this one. A thief steals 4 gallons of liquid soap kept in a train's compartment's bathroom from a container that is full of liquid soap. So basically there is a container which is full of liquid soap, and from this a thief is stealing 4 gallons. He then fills it with water to avoid detection. That means he does not want to get caught, so he makes the volume same. He refills it with water. When the liquid unable to resist the temptation, he steals 4 gallons of mixture again and fills it with water. So he stole 2 times, stealing and filling it back with water. So mathematically or technically he is taking out mixture and replacing it with water. Unable to resist the temptation, he steals 4 gallons of mixture again. That means second time. When the liquid soap is checked at a station, it is found that the ratio of liquid soap now left in the container to the water in it is 36:13. So look at the final ratio. Let's apply the shortcut. Final ratio. So this is soap, this is water. What is the final ratio? 36 is to 13. So 36 plus 13 is how much? 49. 49. So you can assume that initially all the 49 parts were made of soap. All the 49 parts were made of soap, which later on got converted into this much, 36 and 13. You have done this 2 times. So let's think in terms of remnant factor. Remnant, that means the factor that you allow to remain behind. Remnant factor to be equal to R. It means beginning from 49, you did this 2 times, 49 into R, and then you realize that only 36 gallons of soap remains finally. So if you solve this, R is equal to under root of 36 by 49. So R comes out to be equal to 6 by 7, because R square is equal to 36 by 49. So if you find R comes out to be 6 by 7, it means we allow 6 by 7 part, we are allowing 6 by 7 parts to remain behind, and hence 1 by 7th part is eliminated, is removed. So we know that the thief is removing 4 gallons, and we have to find the initial amount of liquid soap. So it means 1 by 7th of the original volume should be equal to 4, because he is removing 4, and that 4 should mean 1 by 7th of the entire volume. So from here, if you will calculate, volume comes out to be 7 into 4, so that is 28 liters. So final answer 28 gallons. Here the unit used is gallons, not liters. Now let's have a look at some of the miscellaneous questions that have been asked over the years. So here comes the first one. Lokesh bought grapes, milk and sugar in the ratio 8:5:3. Further, he knows that grapes are 60% water and milk is 80% water. He puts everything together and cooked the mixture for 2 hours, during which 25% of the water in the dish got evaporated. What is the ratio of dry grapes to the water in the cooked dish? All ratios and percentages are to be taken by weight. Very good question. So I would suggest first you should try this on your own. So anyways, let's see. So Lokesh is buying 3 elements: grapes, milk and sugar in the ratio 8:5:3. So you can assume that he bought 800 kgs of grapes. Ratio is 8:5:3. So 500 kgs of milk, or liter, because it is said taken by weight, so I am using kg here, and 300 kilos of sugar. Now what next? It is known that grapes are 60% water. So 60% of grapes is water. So out of this 800 kgs, some part is pure pulp or pure grape. The remaining is water. So 60% of 800. That means 480 kgs is pure water. So remaining 320 kgs is pure pulp, edible part, pure fruit. Also, milk is 80% water. So in milk, 80% is water. So water is 80%, that means 400 kgs, and pure pure, you can say, let's say the remaining part or pure part is 100 kgs. Sugar, there is no water. Nothing is said about sugar. So you can assume in sugar there is 0 kgs of water. 0 kgs of water. And pure part 300 kgs. So this is what he has bought from the market. So let's draw this on the other page, what he has drawn from the market. So this is what he has brought from the market. So I have bifurcated all the three elements in terms of pure part and watery part. Now what is said? He mixes all these ingredients. So he mixes all these three ingredients and cooks them, and while cooking 25% in the water in the dish gets evaporated. So 25% of the water is evaporated. So water reduces from 480 to 25% is gone. So only 75% of water remains. So 480, 75% of 480. So 3 by 4th of 480. So 3 by 4 into 480 is equal to how much? 360. Similarly, 75% of water here will remain. 25% evaporates. So only 300 of kgs of water will remain. As per the question, we have to find that when the water has evaporated, what is the final ratio of grape to that of water. So final weight of grape, pure grape or dried grape is only 320, because water has evaporated, grape has not evaporated. Similarly, final weight of water. So what is final weight of water? 360 from grape and 300 from milk. So 360 plus 300, so this comes out to be 660. So this ratio has been asked. So required ratio is equal to 320 is to 660. So I think this is 32 is to 66. This can be further simplified. 16 is to 33. So it cannot be simplified any further. So 16 is to 33 should be the answer. Okay, yes. So this option is correct. Okay, now let's have a look at this question. Mr. Jholihal has a bottle of wine having 1000 milliliters of wine in it. On day 1, he drinks 100 milliliters from the bottle and replaces it immediately with 100 milliliter water. On day 2, he drinks 200 milliliters from the bottle and replaces it immediately with 200 milliliters of water. On day 3, he drinks 300 milliliters from bottle and replaces it with 300 milliliter water. So this way he drinks 1000 milliliter on 10th day, and thus the bottle becomes empty. He then throws the bottle away. Find the ratio of wine to water that Mr. Jholihal had drunk in the process. So understand what is being conveyed in this question. So a person had a bottle which was filled with 1000 milliliters of wine. So originally the entire bottle was filled with wine, 1000 milliliters of wine. So on day 1, this guy takes out 100 milliliters from his bottle. So this 100 milliliter is pure wine, and he replaces it with water. That means he fills equal amount of water in it. On day 2, he takes out 200 milliliters from his bottle. Plus, understand the difference between day 1 and day 2. On day 1, whatever he took out was pure wine. On day 2, he is taking out mixture because already water was mixed on day 1. So this is the difference that you have to keep in mind. So on day 2, he took out 200 milliliters, drank it and refilled 200 milliliters of water. So this way on day 3, he will take out 300 milliliters, drink it and replace with 300 milliliters of pure water. So wine is slowly and gradually decreasing. So wine is getting drunk and wine is not replaced. So the actual quantity of wine or pure wine in the bottle keeps on decreasing. On 10th day, day number 10, he drank 1000 milliliter because as per the trend, the next day he drinks 1000 milliliter more. So on 10th day, he drank 1000 milliliter. So the bottle became empty because he drank the entire content and threw away the bottle. So bottle became empty on 10th day. So the question is, in this process, what is the ratio of wine to water that Mr. Jholihal has drunk? So let's understand. Total volume of liquid that Mr. Jholihal has drunk. Jholihal drinks. So what is the total volume of liquid that this guy has drunk? So on day 100, day 2 200, day 3 300 and so on. So on day 10 he has drunk 1000 milliliter. So this is the total volume he has drunk. So if you add these up, you can take 100 as common. So 1 plus 2 up till 100, up till 10. So then you can apply the formula n into n plus 1 by 2. So 10 into 55 by 2. So n into 10 into, so 10 into 55. So this comes out to be 5500. 100 can be taken as common. So total volume of liquid that Mr. Jholihal has drunk is 5500. So 5500 is the total volume he drinks. Some of it is wine and some of it is water. How much is wine? Wine is 1000 only. So out of the total volume he has drunk, 1000 milliliter was of wine. So the remaining was water. So remaining, that means 4500 must be water that he has drunk. So we have to find the ratio of these two numbers. So this is equal to, this ratio of wine is to water, 2:5. If you simplify this, both will get cancelled by 100 of course, and in fact both are multiples of 500. So 2:9 and not 5. So 2:9 is the final answer. Okay, now let's see a similar but slightly difficult question. Mr. Sharabi had a glass which had 100 milliliters of water. He also had a can of alcohol with him. He always takes sip of 30 ml. After taking the first sip, he realized that he forgot to add alcohol to the water. Then onwards, he started adding 20 ml of alcohol to the glass before taking every sip. He finished the water and alcohol in exactly 8 sips. So ratio of alcohol consumed to the water consumed is equal to how much? Very good question. Let's understand what is being conveyed here. So there was this guy who had a bottle of glass with him. So in this glass there was 100 milliliter of pure water. Please understand, this is pure water. He also had alcohol with him. So he took first sip. So first sip, that means he drank 30 liters, 30 milliliters. So after first sip, in his glass only 70 milliliter of water was present, because he have already drunk 30 ml. Each time he drinks 30 ml. So after first sip he realized that he forgot to mix alcohol in the glass. So after this, that means from second sip onward, what he is doing, he mixes. So look at the second sip, what happens. So after first sip 70 milliliter of water was already there. Then what did he do for second sip? So we are looking at the mathematics of second sip. So in second sip he added 20 milliliters of alcohol, so that the volume became 90 ml. So volume became 90 ml, and then he drank 30 ml from this, because it is said that in each sip he takes 30 ml. Fine. So after second sip, so if you look carefully, after second sip, how does the glass looks? The volume of the glass is 90 minus 60, 90 minus 30. So 60 ml, and this is not pure alcohol or pure water, because now mixture has been formed. Mixture once formed cannot be undone. So now again he is adding 20 milliliters of alcohol to it, so that the volume will become 80 ml, and from this 80 ml he will again take a sip of 30 ml. So this is what is happening. Fine. So this is the mechanism of the question. Now what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the ratio of alcohol consumed to the ratio of water consumed. What do we know? He has taken exactly 8 sips. So total volume he has drunk. So in 8 sips, each sip 30 ml. So 240 ml is the total volume he drinks. After first sip, he started adding 20 ml of alcohol in his glass. So it means he added 20 milliliters of alcohol 7 times. So he has done this 7 times. Therefore, quantity of alcohol consumed is equal to how much? 20 into 7, 140. So the ratio of alcohol consumed to the water consumed. So ratio of alcohol to water. So alcohol 140, water, he drank the entire water 100 ml. So this is 7:5. So let's have a look at this one. Product M is produced by mixing chemical X and chemical Y in the ratio 5:4. Chemical X is prepared by mixing two raw materials A and B in the ratio 1:3. Chemical Y is prepared by mixing raw materials B and C in the ratio 2:1. Then the final mixture is prepared by mixing 860 units of product M with water. If the concentration of the raw material B in the final mixture is 50%, how much water has been added to the product? A brilliant question. In fact, it is the best question that we have discussed so far. So let us understand what is going on. Now let us understand what is the data given in this question. So three types of raw materials are mentioned here. So raw materials A, B and C. Two chemicals are mentioned here. So chemicals X and Y, and there is a product. So there is a product M. So product M, which is formed by mixing these two chemicals X and Y. So as per the question, product M is formed by mixing chemical X and chemical Y in the ratio 5:4. So how is the product M made? So if you look at the composition of product M, so 5 units of chemical X is mixed with 4 units of chemical Y, because in the question ratio is 5:4. Now chemical X is made up of these two raw materials A and B in the ratio 1:3. So if you look carefully, chemical X itself is composed of two different elements A and B, and similarly chemical Y is composed of two different elements B and C. The ratio of these raw materials is 1:3 and 2:1. So 1:3 and 2:1. So this is the entire structure of the question. Now you have to mix 5 units of X and 4 units of Y. Now look at the ratio. Terms of the ratio: 3 plus 1 4, 2 plus 1 3. So make this homogeneous. Here the sum is 4, here the sum is 3. So take the LCM of 4 and 3, that is 12. So try to rewrite the ratio such that the terms add and become 12. So 1:3 can also be written as 3:9. So 3 plus 9, 12. Similarly, 2:1 can also be written as 8:4. So you can say that you are taking 3x grams of A and 9x grams of B. So I am removing the unnecessary information one by one. So we can say, as per the given ratio, we can assume that we are mixing 3x grams of A with 9x grams of B. Similarly, 8x grams of B with 4x grams of C. So this way you get 1 unit of X and 1 unit of Y, both have to be equal in weight. So that's why we made this equal. So 12 and 12. Now what are we doing? We are using 5 units from here and 4 units from here. So if you look carefully, in compound M, so how much quantity of A, how much quantity of B will get added? So let's understand. So 3x into 5. So x would mean ultimately in compound M, so 3x into 5. So 15x of A is present, and 9x into 5, 45x of B is present. Similarly, as for chemical Y, we have used 4 units. So because of those 4 units, so 8x into 4. So 32x of B, reaches the final product, and 4 into 4, 16x of C reaches the final product M. So in final product M, if you look at the ratio of A, B and C, so how much of A is used? 15x. How much of B? So 45x plus 32x, because B is received from both the chemicals X and Y. So 45 plus 32, so that is 77x, and C comes out to be 16x. Now what is being said? Then the final mixture is prepared by mixing 864 units of product M with water. So product M, three chemicals A, B and C. Chemical A, 15x, 77x and 16x. So 15x, 77x and 16x. Now let's suppose this is 864 units. So the final mixture is prepared by mixing 864 units of product with water. Now we are mixing some water in it. So we don't know how much water we are going to mix. But we know if the concentration of the raw material B in the final mixture is 50%. So we have mixed some water also. And we noticed that B is 50% of the final volume. So if B is 50% of the final volume, so let this be missing figure. So if B represent 50%, so A, C and water must represent the other 50%. So it means 77x should be exactly equal to the other 50%. So this is 100%. So if this is 50%, the sum of the remaining 3 will also be equal to 50%. So 77x must be equal to 15x plus 16x plus the missing figure. So from here the missing figure means the quantity of water that we are going to add. So missing figure comes out to be 77x minus 31x. So that is equal to 46x. Now what is the question? How much water has been added to the product M? So we know that the total product that was formed was 864 units. So it means 15x plus 77x plus 16x is said to be equal to 864 units. 864 units. So let's add them up. So 108x is equal to 864 units. So what is x equal to? So 864 by 108 units. So 8 units. So x is equal to 8 units. Question is, how much water has been added? So how much water we have added? We have added 46x. So water added is equal to 46x. So this comes out to be 46 into 8. So 8 fours are 320, 320 plus 48, 368 units.